Okay, guys, I had a question from Mason, and he was asking me about open syllables. So, open syllables can be a little tricky. One of the things we want to do is always clap out how many syllables there are in a word. The amount of syllables will tell us how many vowels we should expect. So look at the top one, radar, ray-dar. I've already split it up into the syllables. So if you look over here, we have two. We have an A here and another A there. Two syllables, ray-dar. Well, if you look at the first syllable, we hear at the end of it the long A sound. Ray, A. So that means since there's a long A sound and there's no vowel blocking it off at the end of the first syllable, we know there's a D, but it's not part of that first syllable, so it doesn't technically block it off. That means this guy here is an open vowel and it'll make its own name. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to mark it up. I'm doing this without Mrs. Whitley's help, so we'll see how well it goes. So, let me get my marker. So for radar, two syllables. So we're going to go right here. Ray, that's our first syllable. Dar. We know that that A makes a long A sound, ray. So we give it a macron. And underneath it, we give it an O, because it's an open vowel syllable. Now if we want to do the rest, we know that's an AR, that's an R-controlled vowel, so we put an R underneath it. So the next one, we look at fever. So we would clap it, fever. We know there's two vowels, so there's probably going to be two syllables. Fever. There's two E's. I can put a little dot underneath there to mark up those vowels. Fee, E, we have a long E sound. If it makes a long E sound and it does not have a consonant right after it, after that in the syllable, that means it's going to be a long vowel. That V is there and that's a consonant, but it's not part of the first syllable. That syllable is when you clap that first chunk or that first part of the word. Fever. So we go over here, we go to fever, so we mark it. Fee, that E is the end of that first syllable. Fee, that's a long E, so we give it a macron, and we put an O for an open vowel syllable. If we want to keep going, circle that, ER, R-controlled vowel, okay? Next one, driver. You clap it up. I can't clap it up because I'm holding the marker and the phone in my hand, so you'll have to do that at home. Driver. Two syllables, two vowels. Let us know there's going to be at least two syllables in there. So one, two syllables. Dry, long I, ver. We hear that long I. There's no consonant blocking it off, because that's the end of the syllable. There's nothing right after that at the end of the syllable. It makes a long I sound, so we go over here. Dry, we give it our first scoop for our first syllable. Macron, open, because it makes a long O sound. ER, R-controlled vowel. Okay? Last one, unit. This is one of those weird ones where that vowel is just by itself. So unit, two vowels. We can put little dots in it to let us know, hey, those two vowels indicate it's probably two syllables. U is by itself. It doesn't have a consonant after it in the first syllable. That U is the syllable by itself. So unit. U is by itself, makes that long U sound. Knit is on its own over there, so we scoop this guy up. U, first scoop for the first syllable, knit. Give it a macron, give it an O for an open vowel syllable. Knit, it's a short I. This is the opposite of an open syllable. That's a short I. That means it's blocked off by a consonant, so that makes it a closed syllable. Well, Mason, that was a great question, and I'm sure other people needed to be refreshed on that too. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them as best as I can. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.